In today's video, we are going to review my 2013's game from this previous Sunday. We're going to watch the first half. We're going to see what we did well, what we can do to improve for the next game, some things that we might need to work on and practice. And yeah, we've obviously got the luxury of having our games recorded. So I do like to watch the games back, but I thought why not look to break it down a little bit further and, kind of see how it goes. We do have my tactics board here as well, which as you can see, we played a 4-3-3. So we can use this if we see anything that we do need to kind of stick out and really something that keeps happening over and over again. I am by no means an analyst, like I said, but I do like to watch the games back and I thought it might be cool. So let's get into the game. All right. Couple of things as well. We are going to watch the game in 1.5 speed. It is a 35-minute game, so watching it all in real time might take a little bit long, and we are going to watch it without the sound on. It was a little bit windy, and hearing both coaches coaching at 1.5 just doesn't sound right to the ears. Okay, so we'll save you guys that experience there. But we are playing in the red team, and we are playing against the black team. Obviously reds are shooting up this way, blacks are going to be shooting down the opposite way. All right, so blacks looking to keep the ball well. Again, we are 20th in the league, and I think the opposition are like 18th. So, both teams that are new to the league, we've had some really tough games. We've actually played probably, I'd say, all the top teams in the league so far, which is always, a fun experience when you're new to the league. But it is what it is. You've got to play everyone at least once anyway. So good distribution there from the goalkeeper. Now, one thing that I will say here is, and I remember this in real time. Good distribution there from the goalkeeper. We've got my right winger there doing everything that he can to make sure that he gets to the ball. One thing that I need my left winger and my forward to be here is in the box, right? As you can see, we'll play it down in real time. He is able to get that cross in, but because we're not in line, mentally and physically with my right winger, ball comes in, obviously there's no one there to get it. Midfielders would again like to be a little bit higher. Alright, so that's probably the first thing that we would have had to see. We've luckily been able to get it back. We've got our left winger here, making a good decision, into the forward. We do lose the ball. Here, again, would have loved for the forward to apply a little bit of pressure there to make sure. Again, we've worked so hard, and again, we are playing a team that is above us in the league. So for us to win, we know that they might be able to make a few mistakes, from building out from the back and things like that. Like we've just seen there where they've gone a little bit longer. It was actually a very good ball as well. So, good idea, because as you can see, we've got, if you look up here in the right corner, we've got two of the black players, okay, in a big space here. We've also got the left back who's got this space in front of him. So really the centre back has made the right idea there to go a little bit longer. The quality of the ball wasn't great, and my right winger was able to win it back. Again, forward needs to apply a bit more pressure there. As you can see, we did make a little change later on, which we'll talk about when that comes up. Really like that idea there. My centre attacking midfielder receives the ball here. My forward is something that we've looked at practice recently, like being creative, not just on the ball with our dribbling, but little flicks, little things like dummies or overlaps and stuff like that. So I like the fact that he has tried it there. Essentially, though, he's dummying it for himself, because that's why I would have liked for him to be. And obviously our right winger is a little bit too far out of the picture. So I do, although it wasn't paid off. I do like the idea, and that's definitely something that we've been looking to do. So it's a negative because nothing's come from it, but it is a positive because it is stuff that we've looked at practice. So the Blacks are able to clear it out. It's a fantastic ball outside of the foot, by the way. Good strength there from my centre D. Fantastic ball for the outside of the foot. To see the right winger or the forward 1v1 with my centre back. My centre back's done very well to be able to, stop the play and make sure that nothing comes from it, really. So shape's looking okay. We've got here left winger, lefty, centre back, 2 holding mids. Can't see that is, but that's the right D there. Can't tell what that is. Sorry, centre attacking mid, centre mid, centre mid. So we're looking good forward there too. One thing that we do struggle to do as well is to play a little bit quicker into tight areas. Alright, sometimes we might take a few touches too many. We get a little bit hesitant. Keepers dealt with that very easy. But yeah, sometimes I'd like us to take little 1-touch, 2-touch passes, which again is something that we've tried to identify as something that we do need to do better. Good little link up there from the right back and the right wing. Forward drops it off. Nothing comes from it. So one thing I remember here is telling my centre back, he's got quite a bit of time here. So obviously this ball comes out to nothing, but can we look to play it? We've just won the ball back from the left-hand side. And one thing that I like to say to the players is safe side, danger side. So if we've received the ball from this side here, okay, usually we would call that the danger side because we'd understand that 9 times out of 10, if the ball has come from this side into a central player, it also means that a defender or defenders is going to be coming with it. So ideally, the first place we should be looking to scan is the opposite direction, okay, which here we would have our right D, our right centre mid, and our right winger in a lot of space to be able to start an attack of our own. But we rush a little bit, trying to play to the forward. We've luckily got the ball back. This lad was a good player, and I'm not sure why they allowed him to play because he didn't have any kit on, no number, nothing. Again here, something that we definitely could have done better is, first of all, goalkeeper's positioning needs to be on the outside of the box. Then we can able to play back, okay, and then we've got our centre D, our right back here, and then we've got our 2 centre midfielders looking to come back and trying to obviously start an attack and build out. See what our centre mid's trying to do there. He's playing to the forward because he's in a 1v1 situation. Good idea there from the left winger. Oh. Well read from the centre back. It's actually not a bad effort. So obviously they're trying to play it out. Keeper is rushed his decision. Right winger, which bar does it come off? It comes off the American football goal. But really do like the idea that he's tried to hit that first time. You can see the goalkeeper's obviously in a bit of a panic. So yeah, for us to be able to get that shot away, I'm not mad at it. So goalkeeper tries to build out. Right winger very active, reads the poor pass forward. And this is why we talked about earlier, because when our front three is pressing and they're trying to win the ball, they do it very successfully. Yes, we've given away a goal kick here, but love the energy, love the anticipation. They're trying to really get at the centre backs. We've understood pretty early on, we're 8 minutes into the game, that they're not very good at building out, or they haven't been very successful at building out. So yeah, we've read that, we've seen that, and it's kind of lit something in the forwards to be able to say, right, we might be able to win the ball here. We do play some teams, and this is something that the boys need to get out of their heads a little bit. We do play some teams who are very good at building out from the back, and it is kind of like we're chasing shadows sometimes. So that's why I think sometimes they're a little bit disheartened. They might want to save their energy. This was also the hottest day of the year. It was like 85 degrees for the second weekend of March. But again, great pressure here from the boys. Black team managed to build out. So this is what I mean. You know, they've had a couple of times where they didn't build out very successfully, but this time it's paid off. And as you'll see, unlucky there from the goalkeeper, to be fair, but they're actually able to build out and get a goal from it. He's onside as well. So great call. I mean, yeah, great call from that. This guy, it was a very nice linesman, to be fair. We do have some pretty iffy ones sometimes. Just a little bit, boys, just trying to G the boys up a little bit because they have been playing very well. That was obviously their only chance on goal so far, or real threat. So yeah, obviously there hasn't been many games that we have won this year. But we knew that this was a winnable game, so I'm just trying to fire the boys up. This is our first game since December as well. So yeah, the boys are doing really well so far. I'm actually very pleased with what I'm seeing. Good bit of build out here. Right winger does very well. Bit of a heavy touch there from the centre midfielder. Was he trying to pass it, or was it? Yeah, it was a bit of a nothing ball, that, to be fair. So this is where I just said to the boys, right? We've obviously there was a chance in the first few minutes where they tried to play through. Centre back dealt with it very well. We've just conceded from them trying to play in behind, which obviously they were successful in. So now I'm just saying to the boys, all right, they think they understand that they've been a little bit successful in that area so far. So what we're trying to do now is just get my team to have a little bit of a deeper line. As you can see now, the ball was played from here. Before, I know that obviously the ball was played a little bit higher up the field, but now we've gone from defending on the halfway line to now we've dropped off to, as you can see here, around the 30 to the 20-yard line, which just allows us to make sure that we have a bit more security. Getting goalkeeper's positioning does need to improve, and he can start a little bit higher, okay, to allow us to have even more security, where if that ball does get in behind the centre backs or the back four right now, that he's just there to collect it, which you'll see in a little bit does start to happen. But just telling the back four now just to start a little bit deeper. We've been killed a few times by that same ball, and yeah, as you'll see, we do get a little bit more success, except for that one there in that ray. I think it might have been here. I'm still sat down. Might be the next one. So good ball in. Forward just needs to grow a foot or two there. So again, here's what we were talking about earlier. Great positioning from the goalkeeper, by the way. Oh, it's not a centre back. But here's what we talked about the building out. Okay, did it successfully. Good bit of pressure there from the team. Looking to be, again, just a little bit ruthless up top. Can we start to apply a bit of pressure? Again, we're understanding what's happening. We're understanding that we are getting a little bit more success now. I'm not sure what the referees were talking about there, but they've just wasted a minute or two. Forward, left winger there. Great positioning. Very unfortunate to get a good connection on the ball. Usually a great striker, so just, you know, making sure that telling him well done. You're going to get more chances like that. Now, I really like this from the forward, all right? I know I've been at him a little bit here, but he's not applied the pressure. he started obviously in this thing here. He's dropped back 5 yards, which has forced him to go backwards. If he's pressed him and come from here into the ball, it's obviously going to allow that switch of play or that little reverse pass into the centre midfielder here. So very smart there. Would have liked for him to apply a little bit quicker here, but very happy that he's not come, forward to backwards. He's dropped off and allowed them to go home, where hopefully we might be able to find a little bit of success, which we do. Good bit of skill there from the right winger. Oh, I see what he's trying to do there, and again, we're just not getting any luck right now. We've not connected for the ball. We're not connected with the ball correctly for the last 2 times. We do get ourselves a corner here. Do get ourselves another corner. Again, not a bad strike. Would it have been better to cross it here? No. I think that's a really good decision in the end. So ball's back in play. Again, just here, look. As soon as we see that a centre midfielder is trying to get the ball, defenders are starting to drop back a lot quicker now, which is great to see. We've got ourselves a free kick for an offside. Boys doing very well. So look, so now although they've not looked to play forward, defender here has done very well to obviously stop the forward motion. As you can see, we've got players recovering and transitioning now, and now we're setting up, and our line is a lot deeper. Again, being able to make sure that that one ball that got through us the first few times doesn't now. Forward on the ball, loves a 1v1. Good little link up. Very good link up. Again, just very unlucky to not hit the target there. We've had the better chances so far, as you can see. We've had what? Crossbar, half a chance there, shot there. So we've had 3 compared to their 1, which is very positive signs. And again, this is one thing that I've also told the players as well, that yes, we would love to press and always win the ball, but it's not always going to happen. So one thing that we have talked about very highly recently is, yes, the left winger isn't going a million miles an hour here, but just knowing that there is a bit of pressure there, instead of playing that easy pass there, just forces a mistake. And again, we don't always have to win the ball back by making that tackle and challenge. We do also get to win the ball back by mistakes from the opposition as well. So right winger there, just losing out a bit of possession. Very good job there from the centre back, just making sure that, again, covering our lines, making sure that pass, good pressure here from the forward. Attacking mid does well to press. Very unlucky there. Good bit of pressure. Good tackle there from the left back. Forward needs to apply, but if they're able to do that, it means that we're not pressing hard enough. Right back gets caught a little bit there, but left winger does very well. So we'll play that a little bit slower in normal speed. So good line right now. I wouldn't expect my left back to be here, especially when the ball is on the other side. So he's picked up the right play right now. The left winger would have liked for him to have been a little bit deeper, because now when that ball does come across, we have dealt with the situation very well. Again, if the left winger's positioning starts off better, then we might even have been able to win the ball back. And as you can see from the graph up here, we're able to use all of this space to be able to drive up the field and potentially create a chance of our own. All right, but we've done well. Keeper's done well. Good positioning. And as you can see, we've identified a couple of times that, you know, the goalkeeper's distribution, can we get it into their back line, as we want to be able to, you know, penetrate. We've had a few good chances from keeper playing it forward. So goalkeepers, Camera's having a meltdown. I'm not surprised it was up. So let's just break that down real quick. I remember, first of all, centre midfielder does very well. Split pass there. I would have liked for that ball to have been a little bit harder if I were to be very critical there, because if he lets that go and uses that same little dummy from the first few minutes, he's in a 1v1 situation, left-footed, so he can get a strike across the goal. Ball doesn't get to him as quick as probably he would have liked, but this ball here, fantastic vision to see the right winger. Right winger battling. Can we get something from it? No, very unlucky. But that ball, for a player who is very dribbling dominant and doesn't rely on their dribbling, but just make sure that they like to attack their players at any given opportunity, for him to be able to make a pass like that and see that, was very pleased and proud for him, because that was a very good ball. So here we got a little water break because it was ridiculous. Again, and he knows it, and this is what I was saying earlier, that very good striker of the ball. I think he's our front three are our top goal scorers of the season. I think he'd be around second or third. But you can tell by his body language that, first of all, it's not our day in front of goal, because that's twice now that in like, for example, yesterday we was at practice. It's a very similar situation. We was just working on, attacking the big goal. Ball has come in. It weren't bouncing, but the ball's come in. First time finish, hits it, stanchion. All right. So having two of these opportunities for him and misplacing both, you can tell, just gutted for the lad. But again, didn't let it get to him. Played a great game. Bit of 1v1 domination here from our forward. Centre mid does well to kind of support. Got a throwing out of it. Nothing comes from the throw-in. Could the left back start a little bit tighter? So here we've seen that the game's a little bit spread out. All right, so especially recognizing that the back four is all over the place. If we look here, we've got the right back here. We've got right back, goalkeeper, centre defender, left back, right back, goalkeeper, centre back, left back. So I'm glad the centre back has recognised this to be able to play the ball forward to our forward. Bit of 1v1 domination again. Again, I'm very proud of him for not going down here, because he could have easily went down. He told me he felt the contact, but I'm glad he didn't, because he's got a great opportunity now. Whether it's a shot, whether it's a cross, either way, it's just very unlucky. Lad knows it and all. Yeah, one of those games. Ball comes back in. Left winger didn't need to pressure the ball there. I think we had it covered between the centre attacking mid and the forward. But again, the pressure of maybe centre mid coming from the peripherals caused a mistake. Very, very happy with the back line here. Wow, that doesn't look so great. But 1, 2, 3. Centre back probably could have been a little bit higher. I think that they're just running in that motion to be able to stop the ball. Let's have a look. So we've got right back, centre back, left back not in picture. It's not a bad back line. I think that right mid that might be a little bit unlucky there. Because I do think the centre back has kept him on. However, what we talked about earlier, recovering, trying to stop that ball. Left back has been caught out of position again, which obviously caused for the first one. But I mean, they've taken what I've asked for on board, making sure that we are dropping back a little bit quicker, making sure that we are aware of the situation. You know, are they looking to play through, which they still are looking to do. So yeah, I think we do get a little bit lucky there in that situation from this angle, but I'm glad that the boys are taking it on board. It has seemed to work because we have caught them offside, and again, there's been no real threat on our goal so far, which is definitely a positive after that mistake in the first part of the game. Good, nice. Love this here, by the way, from the attacker midfielder. So, again, plays the ball and obviously understands that we've played the ball into the forward. So we do have our right winger there as an option. We've got our left winger here as an option. But I love the fact that our centre attacker midfielder has realised that there isn't a forward. The ball carrier is the forward. So for us to fill in the gap that he's had to drop in to get the ball, he's done that very well. Our left winger here, good ball from the forward. Would love for him to hit the box a little bit quicker there. Can we create something? Offside. I know this isn't completely accurate, but I think that's a bit harsh. Did he get the offside? Bit of a wayward pass there. They do. They definitely weren't there, but alright, let's see what kind of good bit of physicality there from the centre back. And again, good back line. Nothing comes from it. Better keeper starting position. So we've managed to recover the ball. I like the idea from the right back there. He's seen himself in a 1v1 situation. Nothing come from it, but I like the confidence and the positivity to try and take his player on there. Right idea. So we're getting into the last, 5-10 minutes of the half. As the boys probably starting to get a little bit tired. For the league that we're playing as well, you can only make, so it's kind of like any other professional organization where once you make a sub, a little bit different for the youth version, but once you make a sub in the first half, they can't re-enter the field until the second half. So if I've got my starting 11 and I take off my forward, he cannot join the game back again until the second half. So again, it's good because it has to make you strategize a little bit, but on a day like this where quite a few players out sick, so we only had 2 subs, really made it a little bit difficult to understand kind of can players play out of position to help the team out. Good idea though from the attacking mid there, just a little bit off the same wavelength, but I do like the idea of trying to play it there for the cross. But yeah, can players play out of position, which they did in the end. Obviously, I've only got 2 subs to make in another youth league, if it's like the SoCal league that we used to be a part of, or tournaments, for example. It's roll on, roll off, so kind of players can have a rest as much as they like. But 47, for example, here usually plays as a winger, had to play as a left back today, and did a really good job. But we've made 2 subs, and we weren't allowed to make any subs for the rest of the game. So we had to think about that as well, which is again why I do, and I am proud of the boys for doing so well. So let's go to this bit real quick. So what I've asked here is for the forward and the right winger to switch, understanding that forwards get a little bit tired, okay, and right winger had lots of energy. He was also, a cross-country runner, so might be able to apply a little bit more pressure. So we switched those 2 round. Obviously, forward, who's now the right winger, is left-footed as well. So trying to get him to cut in and shoot was part of the plan, and our left winger here exactly the same for him. So we've got our forward now. Again, just applying that bit of pressure. Can we build something here from the press? Which we do, and this is exactly why we wanted him there. Again, doesn't get the shot off, but already I've asked for him to cut in and shoot, which is his bread and butter. He's done very well. Takes on the player, creates that half a yard, and is able to get that shot away. Nothing comes from it, but again, very proud and positive signs that the players obviously taken on board what I'm asking for them to do, which is always what we want. Bit scrappy here. Very scrappy here. Good little battle there. Well done. The makeshift left back making a great challenge there. Fantastic ball forward. Can the forward get something out of this? So if we look back, not enough players really attacking the box with a bit of urgency. Right, left winger there. Can they attack the front post? The right winger now. Can we start to attack a little bit? Can the centre midfielders start to go in? So can the right winger maybe go back? Can our centre midfielders maybe hit the penalty spot? Just makes it a little bit difficult for us to really create any opportunities when we've not got bodies in the box. But again, 5 minutes now until half time. 85 degrees, probably 95 considering the turf as well. So not gonna argue too much this game. First game back. A lot of things that didn't go our way. Well, not go our way, but a lot of things to obviously take into consideration. So not really gonna get on them too much about it this game, to be fair. Good a bit of pressure from the centre mids. Bit of a heavy touch there from the right back, but centre back does very well to clean up pressure again. If we just look at them, we can't really see them right now, but if we look at left back, centre mid, obviously covering the centre back, and the second centre, maybe they could obviously cover a little bit more distance here. Maybe our centre back can come in here because our centre back, maybe the centre mid can come in here because our centre back had to come over and relieve the pressure. But again, really positive signs from conceding that first goal to now. Really happy with the improvements that they've made. Let's look at our shape. See, I don't hate this right now. So obviously, ideally, we would have our left winger potentially pressing this player. But again, the reason why we put the switch the forward and the right winger is centre forward just had that little bit more energy. Now it means that our left back can tuck in a little bit. The left winger can now cover the right midfielder. And again, we've got a pretty decent line there to be able I'm not sure why that dot's there, because he's obviously, 10 yards higher than the thing. Keeper's got a great position, better positioning now as well. And again, just really happy with this. Looking to now start an attack of our own. Oh, it's very unlucky. So he's obviously tried to play that split ball. Tried to play that, player, either one of these two, split ball into the right winger, who's our highest point of action right now. Highest point of attack. Yeah, good idea. Just not executed to the best of our ability. But again, ideas were there, which is always a positive. Centre back. Bottling the header there. Can our left winger our left back have a better first touch there? Be a little bit more physical. In the end, does the right idea. Didn't really have the centre back option. Yeah, again, just allows us to recover a little bit, get some more players behind the ball. We did have the overload 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 1 or 2. So maybe we need to look at just playing the way that we're facing. Again, like we said earlier about playing in those tighter spaces. Can we look to build out, start an attack of our own? But yeah, last minute of the half. Forward recognises the run. Centre mid recognises the run. Good bit of pressure. Forces the ball backwards. Can we get something here? It's tired legs. So ball comes in. Good bit of physicality from the left winger. I'm not going to lie, I was complaining a little bit here. Would have loved... He's blown the whistle after he scooped it over his head. So he's blown... So he's blown it. And I would have loved the 1v1 situation. So would he. The player here can obviously tell that he's not 10 yards away. So fair play for him for trying it, but this ain't the field to be doing it. So not a bad idea. I did tell him he plays our centre midfielder. As we're set up, it is very central. Whereas as we're set up, as we can see from 1, 2, 3, 4, we would just have loved it to been a little bit more, pushed towards the back post. Forward does well to not give up on it. A little bit too direct, but yeah, again, good idea. Great bit of physicality there from the centre back. Very physical. Great tackle. I remember I did tell him there. So again, we've done so well to win the ball back in this situation. We've got a lot of time. Red. Okay, closest blacks are here, on the floor, and here. So there's no need to rush this decision. We've forcefully given the ball away when we didn't really need to. We've got our 2 centre midfielders here who are great ball carriers. As you can see, they've got about 20 to 25 yards of space in front of them to be able to potentially go and start something kind of our own. Some tired decisions there, some tired legs as we obviously as we enter the halfway point. Good defending. And here, so left wing has done very well to win the ball. I'm telling him here to drive in this situation because he's won the ball here. That's me, by the way. He's won the ball here. Look what's in front of him. He's got 70 yards of of space. We've got ourselves. If this defender comes across, we've got our forward, who again been fantastic energy wise. Left winger with tons of space. We've got our right winger who can make a run forward, who's occupied right now. We've essentially got a 3v2 situation. Just cuts back in. Does make up. So here's why I am being a little bit too critical. Because, again, as you can see, he's got a ton of space in front of him. Alright. Left winger also has the space in front of him. So, do we want the 2v1 situation? Yes, we've created the 1v1 in the end. And we've done very well to obviously hit that 70 yards of space that we was just talking about. Tired. Now we've just got the right winger forward. Now this is what I was meaning, because instead of us having, if he drives with the ball, and we've got ourselves potentially the 3 versus 3, we've now got ourselves a 2 versus 5. Which the player has done very well to get back and obviously recover, especially with the dying moments of the game. Oh, ball just goes straight through. Can't keep it in. And that is half time. So, we ended up losing the game 2-0. There was a penalty that we gave away. But the positives after the game was we only gave up that one real chance on goal, which is obviously the one that they scored. So very proud of the team, especially the back line specifically, for their starting positions, reading the game better, making sure that one pass doesn't get through. We've obviously had quite a fair few chances on goal. I think when I was writing it down on my notebook, I think we had 7 clear-cut chances, which again, very unfortunate to not get something out of it ourselves. We had the strike from outside the box, which hit the crossbar. We then had forward left shot across the goal, which either was a shot or a cross. We just weren't able to convert and tap it in. We had another shot from left, which obviously went across the face of goal and just narrowly missed. So again, not mad, and also not mad, but not unhappy of how they played. I thought it was really positive. Again, I think the changes that we made, for example, when the forward went to the right wing, asked him to cut in and shoot, did it straight away. So everything that I asked for the boys, to especially with the heat, asked them to be brave, to dig deep, to make sure that they're working hard, which we saw that they did. Things that we can improve on. I think our pressing can definitely be a little bit worked on. I think just our decision. I think our decisions when we've got space could have improved a little bit. For example, like what we said, when the centre back received the ball, done very well to win the ball back in the 1v1, was physical, had acres of space, and then we gave the ball away. Left winger there, for example, instead of driving with the ball, cut in and played the 1v1, which I think we could have created the 2v1 if we started to drive with the ball. So in the tighter periods of this game, I think that we actually did okay with the ball. It was a very back and forth game. We weren't really much times where we had to, we was in kind of, we called it a rondo situation, where it was like a 4 versus 2 or a 5 versus 3, where we might have had to keep a little bit of possession. We was able to go forward quite a lot, but to be able to make better decisions when we've got the space, to be able to press maybe a little bit quicker, especially against the team that is on the lower side of the table like ourselves. I think it would have been a good game to maybe get a point or maybe even 3. But again, first game back in 2 or 3 months. Just our tryouts as well. We've had lots of injuries and sicknesses, so we only had 2 subs. And obviously, when, like we said, with how the league works, that didn't go in our favour. And obviously, the hottest day of the year. So, all in all, very happy. A lot of positive to take away into our next game this upcoming weekend. We've got a lot of things a few things that we can work on at practice this week as well. So, if you did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment. If you do like this type of video, again, I'm not an analysis. I do just like to watch obviously my team's back, and it's been good for me to obviously break it down a little bit and see what we did well and what we can improve on. Hopefully next time we can use the board a little bit more. But if you did enjoy, let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.